Shri Jagdish Thakur, Member NCGM Committee from NAREDCO.
Good evening, everyone. So I've been asked to do the concluding part of the technical presentation. So I will just go through the brief. What you have seen all the 33 theories. You have seen most of the provision was already there. It's a big task. Thanks to Pieta, we couldn't have done it without them. Such a huge book and converting them and getting all information within 2 hours to everyone. Really thanks to Pieta for that. So just take the highlights once again. Next please. So in short, now Island City and suburbs, it's all FSI 2. Previously there was no TDR, now there is TDR. TDR is index. FSI computation is changed from net plot area to gross plot area, which is the most important thing of this DCR, because previously everything used to be a net, but now gross plot area, the whole game has changed. But game has changed, the rules also have changed. Now you have a much smaller plot, because out of the gross plot area, major portion is taken away by corporation. You have been given small plot and you have to do magic now to make a building out of it. Next slide please. Public amenity space everywhere. If you see DC regulation, it's a lot of amenities, public open spaces. Previously once some Honorable Commissioner had mentioned, and one of the committee members also had mentioned, that this is possibly the last planned possible DCR for Bombay, because after that in 2034 we really don't know how much land we'll be left with. So whatever maximum we can make out of this DCR, it's going to be a credit for rest of the time. For that reason, most of the proposals, if you see, either it's a larger layout in the form of amenity or public open spaces. We have, like if you have public open, so properties which are more than 4,000 square meter. Previously, developer must be, is going to be architect's role now, and the magic which they're going to do. Next please. FSI, as I mentioned, to suburb, to city. One most important thing in this particular thing is the additional FSI with premium. This premium, everybody knows, is 60% of RR rate, and deep down Mulund, Bhandup, you can't afford government FSI. So it's all going to be TDR game, because government FSI, which is 0.34 in city and 0.5 in suburb, is going to be much more expensive than a TDR, but they have made it optional. So it's all going to be TDR, and I suppose in this whole thing, government FSI is going to be hardly bought by anyone. Very negative one thing, industrial TDR has been stopped, and last, I think in Pieta meeting, Honorable MC had mentioned that we need to create service industry. Now, in case if we need to do service industry, there are so many industries which are required to run the city. And if we take away the industrial TDR, there will be restrictions in area. Automatically people will be moving out of the city, the service sector will be moving out of the city. I think we should really reconsider this particular thing. Next please. Commercial development, it's allowed, FSI 3, 4, 5. Next please. Parking requirements, it's little increased, but one thing they have mentioned, that developer has option to provide one park for one tenement. Next please. For the 33 series, it's after numbers. Next please. There are some free FSIs which, again, architects you always ask for. Electrical duct, try to reduce this as much as possible, because it's counted in FSI. It was post 2012, the planning used to be very tough because of so many things which were all counted in FSI. In this time, electrical ducts have been given free, fire ducts, meter rooms. Even for elevation, dome-like structure concept has been introduced, so that we can create some, architects can have again one more good role to create some better buildings than just stand-alone, simple chaja buildings. Next please. H/4 height restrictions changed from H/3 to H/4, but front open space. many small developers, small plot developers, and people from Chembur, Mulund, TP schemes, and they had a lot of issues because you can never plan any building without deficiency. We had 31-1, you had 39. We were expecting a lot in this particular thing to get the front open spaces just for 6 meter. I suppose even fire brigade is really happy with open space of 6 meter for doing the fire safety. But still, that particular thing is not done. So we suggest 6 meter to be common for all. Next, please. Next. Minimum road width has been changed to 9 and 12. Next. TDR is indexed, as I mentioned. Next. Development of open plot. Previously it used to be 2.5 approximately on net plot area. Now it's going to be 2.7 on gross plot area. So more FSI. Somewhere, as Suyog mentioned, draining of FSI. But how to plan next? We'll see that. Amenity spaces is required now, which was not there before. Next, please. Same thing for change of user proposal. Again, the FSI is increased. Next, please. Next. Next piece, even the private residential society, FSI is increased, but how to justify to split the plan, again that's the only question left. Next piece. Next. Next piece. Next piece. Next. Next piece. Permissible FSI permanent transit camp, previously it used 2.5, now it's 4. Next. Public parking FSI is increased. Next. Transition policy. Now this particular rules have come in. How many people will be able to take benefit of this? That's a question mark, because it's hardly any lands which are there which are not started their development and not developed at all. The transition policy is very tough. It seems it's like you have to come in toto to get benefit of new development. And in case even, because previously I suppose in 1967 to 1991 when I was speaking to Mr. Jadhav, Shashi Jadhav, previously there was a lot of flexibility was given during the transition policy, so that when it comes from 67 to 91, a lot of things which were passed in the previous law were allowed to continue. But in new one, the law, the book mentions clearly you have to come in toto. So that means if the property which are already developed, now if you have to give empty open space, and if you have no space because you have already constructed your basement, you will not be allowed to get the benefit of the new. So the big question mark is how many people will be able to use the new DC regulation? We have to see. Next please. Area is allowed, NDZ is allowed to do, natural area is allowed, no construction in natural areas. Next please. Next please. Thank you.